heart attack. Fast, fatal, hard impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a bit of things have happened. Deku, in the last part, he revealed to his close friends that he is the Avatar, Lee and Luna. Now, along with that, Deku also finished his promise, or fulfilled it, and fixed a man's eyes who was nearly blind. Now, the man in return decided to teach Deku some things about the seismic sense, and Deku was very intrigued to learn about this. Now, that took some time, however. The man had to get used to having his vision back, and all of a sudden going from barely being able to see anything at a close range to being able to see far away now, that took some time. And Deku, while he was still developing this ability, he ran into a spirit. And the spirit told him quite simply, the worlds are already starting to bleed together. However, something is also wrong. They cannot stay long and tell Deku everything. However, they can tell him this. They're doing the right things, but for the wrong reason. And Deku, he's confused. He doesn't really know what that means. I mean, it's gotta mean something, right? Now, Deku, he's just alarmed. And right now, he's wondering what to do. He's thought about it a lot. And he still is, even to this day. Today is the day they're helping All for One. And he hasn't really talked about it. I mean, his encounters with the spirits have always been in the spirit world. However, meeting a spirit in between, on a plane that bleeds together, that's different. I mean, that really is different, right? There wasn't too much to do, and not a lot to say. Deku, he's just confused. He wants to say something, but he doesn't feel like he should. I mean, whenever he has enough data, maybe he can. But his thoughts are always scrambled together. Now, Deku, him and all the people are getting informed as to what to do. Today is the day that they will repay their debt to their ally. The mission is simple. Many benders will be attacking UA, and the League of Villains, they are going to be trying to attack and take out All Might. What they are going to be doing is dropping in. And then after that, this is what will also happen. What will also happen is they will also attack as well. Make sure nobody escapes the building. And if they do need to, take out anybody who does stand in their way. And everybody should be aware. These are people who are trained to be heroes. They have been in programs for a long time. And these people, they have the training probably better than theirs. Anybody who is not prepared for this mission may leave right now. However, if they do stay, they need to be either prepared to take a life or bend. Because if they are caught, they do not have ties to this organization. And if they are betrayed, then they do need to understand. The organization can move and use teleportation now, thanks to their close ally. By the time people find this place will no longer exist. And many things can be done about that. Now, a lot of people in the room, they do get to put on their mask. And there actually is Deku. He does get to slip on his mask as well, as he is going to lock it in place with his metallic necklace. before he actually is handed a bag by somebody. And Deku, he's confused. The person handing him the bag and nodding. As Deku, he does look down inside of it. Metal pellets. Good. Okay, nice. But needles. He needs needles. These won't work. Now, there actually is where Rulin, he is right next to Deku. And he does gotta give him a thumbs up. Deku doing the exact same thing. And we actually have over at UA. Everybody there are sitting on the bus. And they're talking. It feels odd and strange. And there actually is some people we haven't seen in quite some time. Now, I believe I said that Todoroki and Momo know Deku in this universe. And Deku, he knows Todoroki. If I'm correct, I made him a waterbender, and I also gave him the ability of a fire quirk. Now, that will be useful actually. And I don't think I ever stated it, but I think Momo, no, not Momo, Deku and Bakugo's mothers do still know each other in this universe, since nothing really changed about their backgrounds. So there is actually a chance that Bakugo does know the Izuku that Inko and Hasashi do actually still have at home. Oh, that's actually a lot more intriguing. Okay, that actually does make the story a lot better. Now, sorry, that just crossed my mind. With that being said, everybody are talking and going about a few things. It seems strange. I mean, right now they're all heading to the USJ. Some people here are excited, and some they're bored. And right now a lot of people, they want to know what to do. And Aizawa, he actually is trying to inform many of them. He understands that a lot of people, they do not like being part of this curriculum. However, they all need to know. By the time they do become fully fledged pro heroes, they actually will have a lot more pull and leeway in the world of pros. Because they're from UA, and they will have been televised all over Japan. So, they're already guaranteed to be within the top, most possibly, 500 pro heroes in Japan. And that may not sound like a lot. However, whenever you take into consideration the 80% of people who have quirks, or however many I said in this universe, that still is a lot. Now, everybody there are just getting off the bus. And you do actually have Bakugo. Bakugo, yeah. I want to say in this timeline, he's a bit more tame or calm because he may have actually gotten beaten by some people with, well, bending. And there actually is Todoroki. Todoroki, his life has been a little bit different. He never really did make up with his father. However, there is the fact that his mother, he did somewhat take after her. He tried to go into waterbending and learn more about this. Since it isn't a quirk, he was able to use it and embrace it. And he actually has been trying to use the ability all the time. It seems better and simpler. However, there's this one thing that people, they don't want to teach him. They don't want to teach him this art called bloodbending. He's never found a teacher who will willingly do this. And he's always been curious as to why. He's always been told by waterbending standards it's forbidden. However, that is the only problem he does see with it. Bloodbending, if used properly, can incapacitate somebody. Certain pros, they have the ability to learn it. However, they need to have it licensed and known they are bloodbenders. And they're only used in certain special circumstances. Now, Todoroki and everybody, they do get off the bus. And they do stand outside of the USJ before walking inside and hearing what is going to be happening. Now, whenever the doors do shut behind them, you do actually have where a few people, they're talking. Uraka is geeking out. And somebody else, they actually are there informing a lot of people about what to do. You do actually have the Pro Hero 13, who they're going off about what's going to be happening here, and how things exactly are. The USJ, they specialize in capture, rescue, and even certain events that can happen, such as natural, this being where something does happen to 13. Them someone going to step forwards and trying to get back onto their feet. Natural, natural, 13 falling forwards, as a metal spike is right there in the back of their helmet. And Aizawa is going to turn and see that. He saw 13 hit the ground. However, the moment the spike was seen by him, he turned around and went for cover, shouting for everybody that they are being ambushed by, villains more than likely. Now, everybody they are standing there, and they do quickly try to get to cover. And we actually do have Kirishima. He does get a step up and immediately going to bring up his hands. Him going to bend the earth upwards to create walls. And right now, that is the main thing. Aizawa, he's trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Somebody just shot a bolt into 13's head, and they killed him. Instantly. Shit, okay. Whatever they're dealing with here, there's nobody messing around. How many are there? How many are there? Now, Aizawa, he actually hears something strange. Him looking over to see that there's a portal. And there's tons of people walking out. However, there's also another issue. Him hearing some of the students call out that their phones aren't working. Shit. Mine's not working over here. I don't got any signal. Yeah, mine's dead too. Crap. Okay, what's going on? Now, there actually were a group of people to come running up from one of the sides. And Aizawa, he does see them. As he does go to turn his head, he does see that they're in different clothing than villains. Now, Aizawa is going to bring his hands up and get ready with a scarf. As you actually have one of the masked men who do going to sort of run forwards and use lightning bending. And we actually have Deku. Deku, he does go to directly run in and go to attack. As one of his clones, they're the one Aizawa does take on. Now, Aizawa, he tries to defend. Him trying to wrap the scarf around the clone and pull him upwards into the air towards him. However, the moment Aizawa does go to directly smash him down to the ground, the guy is going to dissolve. And Aizawa's confused. As you actually have one of the other clones who to go running in. In Class 1A, they're all surprised. And they do try to somewhat attack. However, this time, before they can even move, they're all teleported away. And I do quite literally mean everybody, Ida included. Now, the teleportation is random. And because of the absence of Deku, I do want to say someone from Class 1B would in their class. Would be in Class 1A. So more than likely that is Ibarra. And since the teleportation is random, either Ida or Ibarra end up in the water. So, let's just flip a coin on that, actually. Actually, no, Ibarra seems a little bit more fitting. So let's go with her. Now, Ida, yeah. He does end up in a place that is different for him. And he actually is falling to the ground, trying not to die. As right now, there actually is everybody else. They're in the same places as Canon, except for either Ida or Ibarra, since they weren't here for the scenario. And right now, a lot of people, they're confused. As there actually is where there is a lot more people in these outfits and a lot more villains. What the hell is happening? And we do actually have Shigaraki. He is actually standing there. And he's annoyed. He wanted All Might. He didn't get All Might. And we actually have the real Deku, who is staying there next to Shigaraki. It doesn't look too well. It doesn't. And I have to say something. Do they all know? They don't. A select few of people do. However, many of them, they know that the clones of the Avatar are here. Besides, we're causing chaos. No one will realize if I use bending. Plus, everyone's wearing a mask. Take a hint. I see. Well then, I do have to say, It is quite odd. Hmm? What is? That you're on our side. You're supposed to be a good guy, aren't you? I never had to be a good guy. It was always my choice. The people who tried to make me a good guy are all dead. Hmm, I see. You killed quite a lot. I believe more than the Master has in his life. Good. Then you'll know not to mess with me. Now, Shigaraki, what are we going to do next? Hmm, I'm thinking. We need to send a message. Let All Might know that we're serious. Now, Deku, he does get to think. Before, he actually is going to step forwards and smash his foot down onto the ground. Before, going to send a large boulder as high as he can upwards into the air. And there actually is, outside the USJ, villains have begun to teleport in. However, they have been so far unseen at the moment because of the USJ's location. And right now, a massive rock just go flying through the top of the USJ into the air. And it does somewhat shake the area that they're in. And right now, Ida, yeah, he does see the massive hole in the roof. There's no other way out. The doors are all locked, and they can't get to them. The villains are covering them. In this place? Yeah. Even with a reciprocal burst, he can't get out. I mean, he'd have to get up there. And there's only one person who can get him up there. And that happens to be the hard-headed Kirishima, the Earthbender of Class 1A. So, he has to get up there right now. However, that rock should have alerted enough people, right? I mean, it's quite obvious. Why would they send a rock flying up there for no reason? That must have been a signal. Maybe a signal? It's unclear at the moment. Now, UA, they're somewhat confused. They had a bit of an incident at UA, where villains attacked the main school, and it caught them off guard. Most of the villains, they immediately dissolved whenever they were attacked, and the abilities they all showcased were elemental. And right now, they're confused by everything. They couldn't catch anybody. And, well, they tried to call the USJ, just to try to check in. They know that All Might is a teacher here. He's teaching here at UA, but he wasn't at the USJ. I mean, were they trying to attack UA right now because they thought he wouldn't notice? Okay, this is a bit of a problem. Now, All Might, he actually does notice this. However, there is another issue. All Might's time limit, and exactly how bad it is. Now, I do want to say All Might has undergone water tribe healing before, so his time limit is actually fairly decent, if not better than canon, because he actually has had medical treatment for it. So let's say it's at 6 hours a day. And All Might, he immediately rushes to the USJ, and he is a little bit closer to his prime stage. Now, Deku and everybody, they are taking turns hunting down students. In Class 1A, they're very confused. Some of these guys that they punch and attack, they dissolve. Others, they don't. So, hitting them with their full power, it's out of the question, since they don't know if they'll kill one of these guys or if they'll just turn into goo. And that is confusing. And right now we actually do have over with Bakugo. Bakugo, he doesn't know what to do. Right now, he's just blasting and blasting and blasting. One blast is enough to knock these guys away and win a good person, or win somebody. However, sometimes they just go straight through and they're dissolved. Ah, god damn it. Okay, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Hey, Bakugo, you alright? I'm fine, dude. But listen, we gotta alert somebody. I think they did a pretty good job of that earlier. You think? Yeah, I mean, That boulder was massive. I don't even think I've lifted something like that. You haven't. Yeah, they got talented benders here. And I'm a little confused. You are? Yeah. Right now, we gotta get everything in order. I do have to say, Kirishima, your assessment is accurate. Hmm? You think so, Tokoyami? Yes. We have to get things ready. We have to at least stall. That was clearly a sign showing that they want All Might. They attacked here today expecting to face him, did they not? That does make sense, man. Listen, Tokoyami. I think what's happening here that Kirishima's missing is they're expecting to attack. But half of these guys don't look like villains, right? They don't. Okay, so what are they? We're not sure. Now, there actually is a copy of Deku, who does get a step in. You don't know what we are. All three of them going to get on guard. As Deku, he does just stand there. And right now he actually is going to manipulate the pouch of metal balls he does have on his side. Him going to break them down and turn them into thinner needles. As they are just as, well, they're a third of the size of a .22 caliber bullet. So, the area they cover, it's very thin and they're very sharp. They're, to a point, a needle. And right now, all three of them are standing there. Okay, what the hell do you villains want? Villains? No, no, no. You misread us. Do we? Gotta say, not a lot of you guys are talkative. There's a good reason for that. Besides, why be talkative? Why do anything? Tell you our plans? That's stupid. We aren't your typical villains. So you know you're evil. Kirishima, shut up. Ah, yes we do. However, I do have to say, an earthbender in Class 1A with a quirk. Quite rare, isn't it? Ejiro Kirishima. You know my name? Of course. We have files on all of you. Every single one. How is that possible? Call it a favor of a favor. Money talks. Now, the minute's gonna bring his hand up, and he doesn't just flick his wrist. And everybody there just standing there. However, there actually is Tokoyami. Faster than the eye could see, a metal rod was shot through the air and directly into Tokoyami's head. And Ejiro, or Kirishima and Bakugo, they were just standing there, confused. Whatever was just thrown at them, it missed them. Gotta say, your aim's pretty shitty. Is it? Both of them turning. And Tokoyami, he's dead. The needle is just floating there in the air, in his head. I have to say, my aim's pretty good. Especially whenever you can fly one of those things faster than the speed of sound. Now, the two dudes just stand there stunned. In Class 1A, yeah. Right now they're being toyed with. Since All Might isn't here, and Aizawa, he is quickly taken down. I mean, metal bending. You can't really stop that. While you can take down a decent number of villains, eventually one of the copies of Deku, they just stop messing around. I mean, why do that? And we actually have All Might, who he does go to arrive. Him and Rookie smashing straight through the door as he's just going to stand there looking around, trying to see what's going on. And this time he doesn't even bother to try and rip off his tie. He looks angry and pissed, and he's just going to Rookie rush into attack. Him immediately blitzing multiple villains and taking them all down. And half of them, the moment All Might Rookie made skin contact, he just followed through with a fist, finding goo. So, he just stayed at that level. He assumed whatever was going on here, it wasn't good. However, these people, yeah. Whatever is going on, it's not good. Many of the villains are taken down. with a serious attack, and many of the copies of Deku are immediately destroyed, as there was about probably 100 or even 200 here. And right now that number, it just got cut down from somewhere around 170, since many were already taken down, to more than likely, let's say a good 50. Now, Deku, yeah, he's a bit annoyed. Twice has been spending a lot of time making those things. And right now they're all gone. However, the metal, it's still here. And Deku, he is trying to formulate a bit of a plan. All Might moves fast, and he reacts fast. However, hostages, they are an option as well. Now, we actually have one of the copies of Deku, who, in their earpiece, they do hear Deku begin to speak, expressing that whoever can do so, bring in hostages, take some people alive. And we actually have the clone with Kirishima, who he does get to fly through the air and go to turn. Him smashing up a rock as Kirishima, he tries to attack Deku with something. Before Deku, he does use the rock to smash away at Kirishima's attack and bring up a wall. Him turning and starting to explain. The people he's dealing with currently, he doesn't believe that he can take survivors from. So, maybe not in this area. We actually have Bakugo, who he does come blasting in and smashing Doki through the wall. As Narita does Doki make contact with his copy of Deku, he does Doki grab him and smash him down into the ground, bringing his fist backwards, calling him a bastard for what he just did. In this version of Deku, he's just going to somewhat stand there, telling him better luck next time, as he just going to bring up one of the needles and Doki going to stab it downwards into his own chest, before he just going to Doki dissolve. And Bakugo, he does try to pull off the hood. However, the moment he does going to pull off the hood, the head of the man is already dissolved, and he's just annoyed. Him going to throw Doki down into the ground and look around, as he does see a few villains standing right there, and even another man in a hood. And right now, Bakugo and Kirishima, they do go to put their fist up. They need to hold their position, and right now, they need to find out what the hell to do. Now, we do actually have All Might, who, he actually is tearing his way through as many villains as possible, trying to take out as many copies of whatever this organization or whatever this quirk might be. And he actually is getting very annoyed. By the time he actually does try to speed blitz everybody, he does find out that a lot of students of Class 1A, they have been picked off. And the few that do remain, they're not really in good condition. Now, we actually have our Deku, he actually captured a few students. They are injured. However, they are still technically alive. But they haven't been offed yet. Now, All Might, he is standing there, as he does stare at the Nomu, Shigaraki, and Deku. Deku, he is standing there with his hand up, and the man, or All Might, he does directly get a look at those three. And he is actually angry, as some of the students of Class 1A, they're floating overhead, and they're bound in metal restraints. And they actually are trying to fight against them to get free. Now, you do actually have Mina. She's floating there with Ochako, and let's say somebody else. Let's say Denki, actually. Denki and Sero. Now, all these four, they are floating there. And right now, they're actually Sero, who he has been trying to use his tape to get free. However, after he tried to spew tape, somebody put metal restraints up around his elbows, and he can't really move. You villains, you're vile. How dare you do this? These people, they're just trying to do better. Be heroes. We're not here for them, All Might. We're here for you. Vile creatures, all of you. Now, All Might does get a step forwards. And we actually have Deku, who does get a directly step forwards as well, bring up his own hand. And forming All Might, it is actually going to bring down one of the students. Let's say Sero. that he might not want to do that. Now, Zero is going to float down backwards. And whenever he is directly floating directly facing All Might, Deku is going to directly bring up a metal needle, him putting it up to Zero's jugular. You see, All Might, this is quite simple. We're here to take you down. I see. You won't get very far. You are aware of that, correct? By the time I step from this spot, I can take you out in an instant. You'll dissolve, won't you? You think that? I won't, All Might. There are real people here. You have taken some of them down. But you're also missing one simple thing. There are benders and there are quirks. Now, which one do you think I am? Metal bending. You're an earthbender. Perceptive, but no. Quirk. So guess what type of abilities I do have? Especially access to. I can control anything I deem I want to control. Now, it's quite interesting what I can control and what I can't. In fact, I've been mistaken for somebody very famous before. I see. So you're saying that what? I'm telling you, you're wrong about that. Now, it's easy to understand, All Might. You can't stop us. We're here for you and we want you. So come quietly, and I won't have to kill this student. I do not believe that you are serious. You don't. I believe that you will turn yourself in peacefully. And you'll understand. I won't have to break a few bones. You've already annoyed me and pissed me off enough today. All Might, that wasn't exactly an option. Deku shoving the needle inside Sero's neck. And Sero, he does gonna start choking. And All Might, he does gonna try and step forwards. However, the moment he does, the Nomu is gonna step forwards as well. And Deku, he doesn't directly look at it, as his hand is behind his back. Right now, he actually is going to make it step forwards, and show that it might be intelligent. However, it isn't. There's nothing going around in that head of its. Maybe, well, something, but clearly no sentient thought. Now, All Might does look directly at the Nomu, and he's going to stare at it, before looking directly back at Deku. As the metal that is surrounding Zero, it is going to stop floating. It falling and hitting the ground. And that is one. Let's see, how many more do I have? 3. And I do see that there are more coming. Deku turning his head. And All Might will go to do the same. Now, All Might, we're going to have a fair game. You are going to attack this creature. It will fight you and kill you. Do you agree? Now, All Might would just stare at Deku. He's annoyed, he's angry, and he's pissed. And right now, he wants to kill him. Take him down. And the extras of the Nomu, he's ordered to charge in. And All Might, he does get a Doki rush forwards to attack it. And the Nomu, yeah. The Nomu, it does do its best. It fights against All Might. And right now there are some people who, they are fighting as well. You actually have Koya, you, and Rulan, along with even Lee and Luna. These 4 have actually been fighting and trying to take down certain class members. And right now, they do actually go to drag aside somebody. And we actually have Koya. Koya, she was trying to take somebody on. However, there was a bit of a problem. Whenever she attacked them, they were actually able to get the jump on her. And she is actually being held hostage. Koya, she separated because she thought that she can handle herself. Used blunt bending to incapacitate somebody. However, apparently somebody, they had a pretty good tolerance to it. And right now, that somebody, they used their fire bending, or their fire quirk, to take her down. Now, Deku, he is staying there watching the Nomu. And we actually have where something does go flying through the air, and Deku, he does directly go to bring his hand up and grab it. Him going to directly find that it is a piece of ice. Him turning his head. Ice. Now, Deku does look at it. Before we're going to directly look towards where it may have been fired, Deku is going to actually shift his foot and feel it, as he does go to directly find that somebody is being held hostage. And clearly, whatever was just thrown was directed towards him. Now, Deku, he does watch, his eyes widening as he actually sees Momo and... No, wait. Yeah, he does see Momo and Todoroki. Now, Deku is very annoyed, and he does directly get a look at both of the two. As Todoroki, he does ask the man to face him, since he's clearly being a coward. Todoroki. He's changed. And what if I don't? Your friend here. We know her identity. Besides, Momo bring her hand up, talking about how they will hurt her. You're supposed to be heroes. Yes, we're heroes. Don't do it. I see. Now, I got your attention. That's quite clear. Do you disappear? What does that matter? It matters very much. Now tell me. Deku looking at Momo. She's important to you, isn't she? I see. Now, let me ask you a question. I'm currently bending metal. Do you think that that makes me a bender? I have a good idea and a good reason to believe so. Good. Now, what if I told you I was the Avatar? I'd say you're lying. I knew the Avatar once. Now, Koyashi is going to keep quiet. Funny. I don't think I've ever met you before. Then you're not the Avatar. Why would you even say that you're him? He's a good guy. He was a good person the last time I saw him. I see. Well then, allow me to tell you something. I'm here to slander his name. Why? Because history, they won't remember you if you're peaceful. But they will remember you if you cause enough chaos. So you're not the Avatar. Put them all down then. I could. Or, Todoroki feeling something on his neck. Before he does, Todoroki try and turn, and he is going to see Momo out of the corner of his eye. Momo has something pointed at her own neck as well, and it's striking on both sides. Momo going to just bring up her hands, or you could set her down, and I won't have to run needles along your spine. Take a good look behind you. Now, Todoroki was going to do so, and as he does, you do actually have behind Deku. Deku, he was focused on Todoroki, and he was actually also focused on, well, you know, trying to protect Koya. And we actually have behind Deku, where a large rock smashes directly into his back, him jolting forwards as he's going to throw out his own hands, him immediately going to throw them downwards and spin. And we actually have Kirishima and Bakugo. They tested this out. They smash somebody in the body, and if they don't disappear, they attack them. If they do, they move on. And they haven't seen many of those guys around lately. So this guy must be the original with the quirk. Now, Bakugo and Kirishima, they're both angry, shouting at the bastard that he killed Tokoyami. Now, Todoroki and Momo, they're both surprised. And we actually have Koya. Koya actually was still in Todoroki's hand. And right now, Deku, he actually does have Kirishima, who does get somewhat slammed downwards onto his back. Him going to bring up his hands and take control of the metal that Deku does have surrounding Todoroki and Momo. Him putting Deku in restraints, as he does tell Deku that that's enough. I see you don't get it. I can control any material. Why the bravado? Him gonna reach down for the mask, and Koya does going to scream out, "Don't!" Now, Kirishima, he's somewhat annoyed. As Rita's trying to rip off the mask, nothing happens. It doesn't come off. And there actually is Bakugo. He actually does get a bit angry. And he is going to attempt to try and rip off the mask himself. However, Deku, he does go to with his hand, go to throw up two of his fingers. And Kirishima, he actually is blasted backwards by something. And right now, there actually is water. It is directly right there. And Deku, yeah. By the time Bakugo he did go to do that, Deku unbended the metal and went to go turn and spin. Him actually directly just clocking Bakugo across the face with his right arm. And whenever he went to go do that, Bakugo, he reached out and tried to blast directly at Deku, trying to hit him in the shoulder. However, the blast was a bit closer to an AP shot. Whenever he did go to blast Deku, he scorched the side of his clothing. And Deku, he actually had to bring his hand up and start to pull a piece of it off. Him doing so and putting out what he could. However, as he did so, Bakugo was able to see Deku's body. He saw at least the top part of Deku's right shoulder. And right now, he also does see the fact that Deku, he does have muscle on him. So you are real. Bastard. I see. Him gonna bring his hand up. And Deku, he does just gonna do one simple thing. He does actually go to bring up his hand and go to pull it out of his shirt. As Bakugo, who does watch Deku, just go to pull off the top of his shirt before wrapping something around his right arm. And Bakugo's confused. He must have scorched the bastard. He's covering a wound. This guy's jacked. Why is that what you're focusing on? He might be evil, but he's manly. You're saying evil is manly. No, dude. I mean, look at his physique. I mean, what is he, 5% body fat? Technically, it's 6, I think. Really? I mean, dude, your physique is good. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to compare this to you. Besides, a lifetime of training does that to you. Okay. Todoroki, what's his abilities? I don't know. What did he hit you with? I didn't see it. I don't know. Now, Deku stares directly at both of them. Him loudly announcing that he's the fucking Avatar. And not to forget that. Now, everybody around Deku does hear him shout that. And they're kind of confused. The Avatar? Seriously? He's still lying wait to that claim? Is that true? It can't be. The Avatar isn't even in Japan. Now, Deku, yeah. He does look directly at Bakugo. And Bakugo does shout back at Deku, he's not the fucking Avatar. Because he's met the Avatar. You have, really. And how did you, pray tell, meet him? Trust me. My mom's a family friend of his. Sure she is. Really? I could tell you his name. Sure you can. If you do that, I'll just murder him. Oh, wait. I can't do that. I'm standing right in front of you. Sure you are. Now, Deku, he's somewhat trying to hold this off. And right now he doesn't use the seismic sense. And he's trying to position something directly underneath Todoroki. If he can get this right, then this will work. Okay, just a matter of time, and Deku hearing a loud smash. And then when the smash does go off, All Might, he does just go to throw the Nomu as hard as he can upwards to the air. It flying up and smashing through the USJ roof. And right now a lot of people, they do watch that. and so does Deku. The gnome was gone. Shit. Now, everybody they felt the gust of wind, and the pressure it created. They were all sent flying. And right now Deku is going to take this opportunity. Whenever he went flying backwards, he went to go use his quirk. Him flying into the air and Ruki going for Koya. And whenever Todoroki did go to see Deku flying towards them, he thought the blast pushed him towards him. However, Deku Hidori flew in and grabbed Koya. Him going to grab his mask to make sure it was still secure. However, the moment he did, Todoroki was going to notice something strange. The bandage or the outfit piece he wrapped around his arm, his right forearm, there's something peeking out of it. There's some sort of, scar, and he does notice it. It's a scrape, or a talon, maybe? No, it looks like a knife wound. Now, Deku, he does go to directly look at Todoroki. Before just going to bring up his hand and turn it. And Todoroki does get to feel something strange, as he does feel his body lose control. Before he actually is pulled upwards into the air and smashed down to the ground as hard as he can. And Todoroki, he is laying there confused. And, shaking. His body isn't listening to him. And right now, everything hurts. His chest doesn't feel right. His heart, what the hell's wrong with it? Now, there actually is Momo. Momo, she actually does get angry. She's known Todoroki for years, and in this moment, she tries to create a firearm. And whenever she does, there actually is Deku is going to turn Todoroki back towards Todoroki and Bakugo. As Bakugo, he does come rushing towards Deku. And Deku, he does decide to just use some good old-fashioned firebending. This guy's quirk is explosions. He doesn't know much about it, but he's assuming it has something to do with those gauntlets. So, they must have some sort of material in them, right? Whatever. Him blasting fire directly at Bakugo. And Bakugo, he's caught off guard by the flames. Since, when they immediately made contact with his arms, Bakugo, he actually just went blow up and fly backwards. And there is actually Kirishima. Kirishima does go rushing in, and does attempt to try and use bending. However, Deku, behind Kirishima there is actually where a rock pillar flies upwards, smashing him upwards into the back. And Kirishima, he actually is going to scream out in pain, as he's going to look down, as there are 4 metal needles embedded from the pillar into his body, and he's in a lot of pain. Now, as Deku just stands there actually is Momo. She can't believe what the hell she just saw. That was fire. And, that was earth. And whatever the hell he just did to Todoroki. He's controlling material. Shit. He can't be the Avatar, right? Why would he be with the villains? Now, there actually is All Might. All Might, he actually does get a rush in. Him attempting to save Kirishima as he does try to give him some aid. Him attempting to take him off of the needles, as Momo, she does going to use this chance. Deku, he looks directly at All Might, and he does going to directly focus his hands, bring both of them up, and letting Koya go onto the ground. Momo brings up the weapon, and takes aim to fire. And there actually is where Koya does see this. Her attempting to pull Deku out of the way as the gun goes off. And All Might does hear the loud ring, as there actually is Deku's shoulder. Koya, she pushed Deku out of the way before he can be shot. However, there actually is the back of his arm, where a bullet just cut directly through it. And Deku is screaming out in pain. Before he does Doki spin around and Doki fly a needle at Momo. And Momo, she actually is hit in the face, before falling backwards and hitting the ground. Now, we actually have All Might. He does get to see that. Looking directly at the villain as Deku, he does get to look at All Might. All Might rushing forwards as they're going to fly backwards, upwards, and into the air. Before All Might, he does rush in. Now, the villains are trying to escape. And right now, a few people, they are trying to do so as well. They are trying to recover as many people of their own as they can. And All Might, yeah. Deku just potentially killed 2 of these people. And that was possibly a third with Momo, since that needle went flying directly into her face. And he's angry. However, Deku, he's bleeding. And All Might does rush forwards to attack him, pulling back his fist as Deku, he's upwards into the air. Deku going to bring up his hand to block. However, All Might, he does Utoki smash it into Deku. Deku flying upwards into the air as he's going to smash into the roof. And All Might, he does look directly up towards him. And there is actually Koya. Koya watched Deku hit the roof before flying back down. And he's falling. And Koya, yeah, she's angry. Before she's going to bring up her hands. And All Might, he is staying there. Before he's going to try and turn and ask the young girl if she's okay, since he mistakes her for somebody who may have gotten caught in the crosshair. Now, All Might thinks that she's potentially an actor, or maybe that she is a pro hero. However, there's an issue with that. Fact is, she seemed helpless. In the arms of that villain, she could have gotten hurt. But then there's Now. He turns to directly look at Koya, with her hand up, outstretched. And All Might, he feels the muscles in his arm stop listening to him, as he's going to scream out in pain. Now, All Might's blood vessels do start to burst in his wrist, and he does scream out. As there actually is where pro heroes, they are here. And Deku, whenever he is on the ground, he does try to get back up. His back hurts like hell, and he's bleeding a lot. Whatever the fuck that lady shot him with, it cut straight into his arm. Damn it, he can't feel his left arm. Shit, he thinks it's broken. Now, Deku looks over towards Koya. And he does watch as All Might, he does go to look directly at her before stepping forwards with his right hand, reaching out towards her. And Deku, he's actually very angry, as he does go to start using the Avatar states. And All Might, he does somewhat feel it, as the wind around them does start to somewhat change. And All Might, yeah, he's smashed in the leg by a giant metal rod. Him directly turning and looking down at it, as he actually has to somewhat focus from his left arm to trying to reach out towards Koya to seeing a giant metal rod in his leg. And right now, he's running out of steam. And Deku, he does start to notice that. All Might, he hit him in a thin twig leg? Huh? Now, Koya does going to bring up her other hand. Her trying to bend and hurt All Might's gut, since clearly on one side of his uniform, there's something wrong. Now, Deku, he does look at Koya. Him flying forwards and going to try and protect her. Deku, he flies towards Koya and he does somewhat pick her up with his hands. Him going to directly dive down and grab her. As All Might, he does go to try and reach out and grab Deku by his leg. And the moment he does go to do that, Deku does go to spin around and with his good leg, kick All Might directly in the face. And All Might, yeah. After the injury he just suffered from Koya ripping apart some of the veins in his wrist, and then trying to attack his internal organs, that wasn't too good. He was already starting to run out of gas, but this just sped things up. And Deku just watch as All Might, he's, well, something's going on with him. He's starting to fall to his knees, still trying to hold on to them, but let go! Deku kicking All Might in the face again. And All Might just stare at him. The mask he's still wearing on his head, it's covering him. He can't let him get away. He killed students. Now, All Might, he increases his grip, and Deku, he does start to scream out. As Koya, yeah, she does do one simple thing. She turns and directly goes to try and use bloodbending again on All Might, trying to kill him. And this time she does try to increase what she's doing. And All Might, the veins in his arms explode again, this time on his other hand. And All Might, he does watch. The blood is pulled out before it's turned into spikes and shot directly back into his hands. And he does get to let go of Deku as Koya, yeah, she was going to try and think about what to do. All Might, that was their target. The Nomu is gone, and right now they need to take him down. Her bring up her hand, as Deku, he's trying to fly off with her, and she does get a focus. Before All Might, he actually has grab down at his chest, and grab away at his stomach. Him falling forwards onto his knees. He's out of gas, and right now, something hurts. Something, it's painful. Now, heroes come running over to try and help. As Deku and Koya, they get thrown through the portal. And right now, they escape. As Class 1A, they're trying to recover and regroup. And a lot of people, they're trying to get things together. The villains have just gotten away. However, All Might, he knows that this was All for One's doing. And the rest of the surviving students, more than likely, they may have gotten a close-up, seen something. But right now, he's a bit worried. That guy had a strange power. And from what he saw, him smashing forwards onto the ground, before being flipped over by somebody to get medical attention. That guy's power was very similar to one he's seen before. What was it? He could fly. That's not something he could do though, right? That's gotta be an airbender ability. But then there's earth, the metal, and flames? No, it couldn't be. He shouted out Avatar earlier. He can't be the Avatar. He's met the Avatar. He has seen the Avatar. He knows who they are. And right now, it can't be them. Now, Deku, the real one, the only one left, he's currently trying to get medical attention. Whenever he flew back to the portal, he had a lot of wounds. And a lot of people saw how he was. Many people suffered from injuries. However, Deku, yeah. He has a wound in his shoulder. And he also does have a broken arm, along with possibly a broken foot, and more than likely a few broken ribs, or at least something in his back is cracked. And right now, they're actually showing for Deku, he does have the hood pulled off of his head. His eyes are still glowing, and a few people they are watching that. As Koya is going to grab onto Deku, asking if he's okay. And Deku, he's still trying to remain conscious. Now, Deku, he does get to look down at her, before his eyes do stop glowing, and he does get to ask her if she's safe. If they're safe. Yes, we are. Stay awake. Are you okay? Christ, your eyes. You have a concussion. Don't fall asleep on me, okay? Okay? Koya, did we get him? We did. I think I got him. Good. Good. I feel tired. I can't. My eyes. Don't fall asleep. Izuku. Izuku. Now, All for One, he does have a few people rush over. And right now, the good doctor, they need to look at what's going on. Along with that, so does Haran and his own medical team. The good doctor, yeah. His latest patient, they might be in need of medical aid. A lot of it. And right now there actually is over at the Midoriya residence. Police came knocking on the door. And Izuku, he does answer the door asking if they are here for something. Izuku Midoriya? Yes? You're under arrest. Excuse me? Now, Hisashi has come walking up, asking exactly what is this about? Your son is under suspicion of the USJ attack. I'm sorry, what? He has the right to remain silent, and he does also have the right to an attorney. However, for right now we want to place him under arrest. There was somebody suspicious there who had multiple powers, similar to ones that the Avatar is believed to possess. Okay, that's absurd. When did this all happen? This happened hours ago, sir. We are not liable or able to currently disclose that information. However, you are entitled to know what we've already told you. Now, that is the exact reason. Your son is currently under suspicion for attempting murder and multiple confirmed murders. That is absurd. My son has been here all day with us. We can both confirm this. Did you go out anywhere today, sir? Yes, and so did he. I see. Well, we have to place him under arrest right now. If you can get verification of any kind as to attest to his location at the time, then he is likely to be released. This is absurd. You cannot do this. Dad. Izuku, what is it? Okay, I'm innocent. I'll go with him, and when they figure this all out, I'll be out soon. Thank you for your compliance, sir. Deku's stepping out. And right now, this version of Deku, he has a lot to think about. He spent a good couple months with his parents, and he's a lot calmer. But right now, he is curious. So it finally happened. They made sure to make a day of today. Go out in public, be seen by multiple people. And, well, there is footage confirming his location. Everything is in order for today, and confirming that he is who he does say he is. Well, this will certainly be interesting. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.